2004.
Time twice.
The year you came.
Yes. It's the first time I met Lee, and I didn't know this, but he's checking me out. And he's like, is this guy good enough to run the hospital that I'm going to make? And I guess I passed. But Lee and I worked a lot together over the years, and we just became good friends. And Tony was always there. Tony supported all of our programs. And I can remember Lee in my office, and he said, Carl, first you've got to make something that people are going to be proud of. And it's not about the building, it's about the people in your programs. And it's about your quality and patient care. And then he said, and you got to create this legacy. You got to create something that people are going to be proud of for the next 100 years. And I just think if Lee and Tony were here today, he would say, this is a good start. So let's have it. And I may pronounce this wrong, but Lee and I talked about Tikkun Olam. You know, what's your purpose? What purpose did God create you for? And Lee understood and coached me along the way. I can remember the day in my office. It was winter time, but it was very sunny. The sun was coming in through my office window. And Lee sat down at my table and said, well, Carl, let's sketch this out. Let's do this. And Lee was part of making the dream happen. Tony was always there supporting me.
I have this great privilege of representing the Leichtag Foundation at events like this. But I want to take a moment just to ask my colleagues at the Leichtag Foundation, my fellow board members, Robert Bernard and Emily Einhorn, would you stand, please? And would the staff of the Leichtag Foundation stand, please, all of you, please. On behalf of this magnificent team and in memory of Tony and Lee, it is a great honor for me to participate in this dedication. It has been a long time in coming. Since that time, we have invested over $17.5 million in this community hospital. Investment made to provide their cherished professional with the best tools that you need in order to care for the people of this community that they love. They inspire leadership and innovation through gifts to the emergency department, the birth pavilion, the neonatal ICU, digital mammography, and now this magnificent state-of-the-art critical care building. Mayor Gasper, my Scripps moment, the Farley family has had many Scripps moments, but my Scripps moment is the moment that Lee was in a single car accident on October 29th in 2007 on the way to meet Bernard Ryder for breakfast. And the emergency room was impacted, and his call was diverted, and they took him out to Escondido. And I wonder about that day and that moment. Had this facility been in place, would we be in a different future? Would we reach that right next to us? As some may not know, Tony rose from abject poverty, raised with her brother by her mother alone. She met her father once. Lee was a self-made man, son of a humble Hungarian immigrant family. He began his career immediately following World War II, equipped with the all-powerful high school diploma. He started in vitamin sales. In 1975, he invested $55,000, nearly every penny he had, in MD Pharmaceuticals. Hired a very talented young chemist, Okira Okazaki. Aki is what we fondly refer to. We refer to Aki as Aki. This became the first company in America to manufacture methylphenidate, generic Ritalin, and it was a blockbuster. They loved young talent. They loved entrepreneurial risk, and they loved huge ideas. They sold MD in 1991, the year this foundation was created, and continued to be active in business until the very day that Lee passed away. Tony was a manicurist as a young lady. It was a way, that was her pathway to get to a profession, an occupation that would bring in resources for a family that literally counted dimes and nickels on a table. She was also a blues singer. Her mother played a piano in a bar in Seattle when they were children, and she'd take Tony and her brother to the bar at night. And they didn't have daycare, let alone night care in those days. And that's where Tony sort of learned singing, and she became a real interesting blues singer. And at one point in her career, she opened for Hoagie Carmine. So she was a slick lady, as we all know. They married on December 25th, 1941, in celebration of their 60th anniversary. The city of Encinitas issued a proclamation proclaiming that day, December 25th, 2001, as Tony and Lee Leichtag Day. They always enjoyed sharing top billing with prominent people. They were the American dream. The Leichtag Foundation honors the legacy of Lee and Tony Leichtag through igniting and inspiring vibrant Jewish life, advancing self-sufficiency, and stimulating social entrepreneurship in coastal North San Diego County and Jerusalem. We are so proud to be an integral part of this community, maintaining our corporate offices on the ranch less than a mile away. As citizens of this community, we are all charged with continuing to leave a positive impact, support our legacy institutions, and care for each other. Were Tony and Lee with us today, I believe they would issue a call to action, that access to care and scripts be shared by all, and that we act in ways to ensure that the tragedy, suffering, pain, and despair that enters the back door of this magnificent complex be converted through the excellence and magic of medical practice so that miracles and hope emerge at the front door. Thank you all all of you who have supported in making this moment possible. Thank you so much.